Sonic and Sonichu have one thing in common, and that's being that both of their creators actually went to prison. That's right, the man responsible for creating Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, Yuki Naka, was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison back in 2023. Even besides the whole prison thing, most Sonic fans know him to be a huge douchebag in general, from cancelling projects under his lead to firing people for no reason to overworking programmers to the point where they seriously get ill from it. It's clear that he was a difficult man to work with, or rather work for. I mean, I don't even have to say anything, just look at his picture of how his employees all look being around the guy. Like, it genuinely looks like they're being held against their will or something. Now you may say, well, why did the guy who created one of the most iconic video game characters of all time had such a fall from the grace? And to answer that, we have to go back to when Sonic was created. You see, Sonic wasn't exactly created by just one man. Yuji Naka was the programmer, Naoto Oshima was the designer, and Hirokazu Yasuharu was the guy who made the game run smoother. But given how Naka was the more outspoken one, he overshadowed the other two and got credited as the creator of Sonic, and that led to him climbing the ladder and becoming one of the more powerful executives in Sega. Kinda like what happened between Stanley and Jack Kirby in Marvel, except that when it happened to Naka, he got a huge ego boost from it and believed that his way is the only way. So when Sonic Extreme, the first ever 3D Sonic game, got announced, he threatened to quit Sega if they ever used the engine that he's created for Sega Saturn's Knights on this game, which in turn led to Sega extremely overworking its employees to the point where at least 2 people almost died from being overworked and ultimately got the game cancelled. A game that, if came to be, would have rivaled Nintendo's Mario 64. Now exactly a year after that incident, he caused the cancellation of another game. In 1998, Mr. Naka visited the American dev team for a game called Gasteford. During his visit, he spoke in Japanese talking about how he was gonna take their engine for other projects like Sonic and firing the entirety of the American team except for one engineer. Unbeknownst to him, some of the guys over there actually spoke Japanese, and after hearing that, convinced others to leave Sega, which led to the game's cancellation, which was reportedly nearly 70% done. However, his controversial decisions didn't end when he left Sega. In fact, his time at Square Enix made him go from just a controversial developer to a developer with a criminal case. The game he was working on at Square Enix, aka Balance Wonderland, was advertised to be the next Sonic game since it was being created by both Naka and Oshima. And on top of that, it was being released right after Sonic Forces, which could have been a huge advantage for them. But since we're talking about Yuji Naka here, he somehow found a way to destroy his relationship with Oshima and get fired by Square Enix right before the game even came out. And when it did finally come out, well, let's just say it wasn't what people were expecting it to be. His conviction also happened around the same time, since apparently some of the employees over at Square Enix snitched on him and he was found guilty of insider trading while he was working for those guys. But honestly, knowing how he treats his employees, I'd say he definitely deserved it. But that being said, what do you guys think of the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, Mr. Yuji Naka? Please let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe to all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.